Francisco Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to acknowledge the originator of this bill, Ibrahim Omar. I think he's much missed in the House, and even though I was glad that Tabitha won, his absence is still noted. Just wanted to acknowledge the words of the previous speakers from National Enact. I think they're trying to create an impression, and I'd love to live in the New Zealand that they seem to think that exists, in the kind of platonic world where there's no kind of power imbalance between employers and employees. Most employers are good people. Most employers do the right thing. And this is why this bill is so important, because it's the bad employers that don't do the right thing that bring a bad name to the other ones. And by not policing hard against those employers, we're actually creating incentives for a race to the bottom. The ACT Speaker, Parmjit Parmar, said that we were trying to solve a problem that we have a solution for, but that's not really the case. In 2018, there were 20,000 cases of just migrant work exploitation. That's not even covering the broader workers. That's just migrant workers alone. And there's been a kind of rhetoric from the other side that, oh, well, we'll just deal with a civil court system. Okay, we'll just deal with it, normal processes. That the civil court system will kind of fix this problem. Did the government increase the legal aid funding so that that people who are being exploited could take legal aid cases against employers? Did they increase the legal aid funding in the budget? No. There were $3.1 million of reprioritization, and one of the speakers quoted the Law Society earlier. I think it was Grant McCullum, the member from Northland. Let me quote what the Law Society said about the so-called reprioritizations. We have been very clear about this with successive governments now, and this year we have provided further evidence to show that the costs of providing legal aid are increasing. Without fair remuneration, we will see a continuing reduction in the number of lawyers willing to provide legal aid. At a time when the judiciary is working hard to clear case backlogs, insufficient lawyers to assist the public will result in poor outcomes for families, individuals, and victims. So, and in the media release, they go on to talk about how legal aid is likely to be further stretched by the introduction of new offences such as those proposed in the gang legislation amendment bill. And I think that just goes to the heart of the issue, right? Like, we do have a government, and during question time, we have government ministers kind of going with a rhetoric, oh, well, we're the party for the working class now, unlike you, Labour, unlike you, the Greens, unlike you, Te Aho-White. But when it comes to bills like this, they actually expose the actual tension at the heart of their ideology and the actual reality beyond the rhetoric, which is that they're not actually for the workers. This is a very easy litmus test. Do we actually want to criminalize people who are exploiting employees? Well, the answer from the other side seems to be a chorus of, sadly, no. But we on this side, Mr. Speaker, we believe in law and order. We believe in law and order. We believe in backing the blue, and we believe in making sure that people who exploit their employees are rightfully punished with all the might and power of the New Zealand law. And this is why, Mr. Speaker, I commend the bill to the House, and I congratulate our comrades from Labour and Te Aho-White for supporting it.
Oh, they didn't like that one.
No, but you have to admit, Hannah and Francisco was a very good dessert after having to eat the vegetables of the Grant and Parmjit.
They weren't just vegetables. Some of those vegetables were kind of rotten. Past their use-by date.
Yeah. So, yeah, now one thing I am going to try to do, because it's at least 2 Wednesdays away before this bill's going to finish its second reading, I'm going to try and see if we can get Ibrahim Omar onto the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I would actually like to do that. There are perks of having MPs' phone numbers. Even though I will be honest, my most frequented text MP is Greg O'Connor. But there are perks of actually having contacts with that. So I will try to see if we can get Ibrahim Omar onto the show, and if we can get Gabriel Alberto Garcia to also be alongside him for this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, because it's an interrupted debate,